Have you ever wanted to create your own piece of software, or you have an idea for a startup, but you have no coding experience? So what you think to yourself is, I need to hire developers and designers, and it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. If that's the case, stick with me, because today we're going to go through the process of building out a piece of software step by step, within minutes, and with no coding experience. We're going to use AI for all of this. So if that sounds like someone like yourself, stick with me. Let's go. Alrighty, so I've got Claude 3.5 up. This is going to be the AI we'll use to develop out our software product, or our piece of software. Now, the piece of software we'll begin with and we'll want to start with is a Google Chrome extension. Now, why a Google Chrome extension? There's a few reasons. One, building out an extension is much quicker and easier than building out a fully fledged, software as a service product. Even though you could build out SaaS products quicker these days with AI, a Google Chrome extension is a good starting point. So that's why we're going to look at that today. And then second of all, these extensions are based off of an already established product, which is Google. So there's already users attached to that. There's a base, there's a foundation. Because we have a base of we have Google users, an extension that we create on top of that will utilize and pull on all of those users that are already there. So if you can go and say, okay, I found a gap in the market, I could create an extension that's going to do a specific job, and maybe I can add like AI to it or do whatever you want, but it's going to meet a specific demand. Your demand, your users are already there on people, or it's basically people who use Google. So what we're going to build out today is basically a color picker. So you click on the extension, you select something on the current website screen you're at. So say you're on Netflix and you wonder, like, I want to get that exact color red that Netflix uses. But like, how do you find that color red? You can go search red in Google, but it might give you a different shade of red. So you want the exact hexadecimal number for that shade of red, or for that specific color. And what this Chrome extension will do is give you that exact code, and then you can use that in Canva or any sort of design platform. You can just basically pop it in terms of when you select your colors, and it'll bring in that exact same color. So if you're ever on a website, you like the color palette of that specific website, you could use this extension. And there are extensions like this out there already, but the purpose of today is to show you how easy it is to build this out using AI. Alrighty, so we're going to start within Claude, and basically all we're going to ask it is, I want to build a Google Chrome extension that allows me to pick the color. I'm spelling color like this because I'm based in Australia and this is how we spell color. And pick the color from a website and gain the hex code back. Okay, so something simple, one sentence, and let's go. So you'll see what Claude will do is it will give us instructions, but what's great about this is it actually it splits your screen and it starts coding it there and there on the spot. Okay, perfect. So we are back. So on the left panel, we have our instructions of what we need to do. And on our right panel, we have all the code we'll need. So if we go through this, what we need to do is create a new directory for our extension. This is a folder on, say, your desktop. And then you'll have to create the files exactly as shown above. We'll also then add in the pixel icons. So this will just be like our little emoticons or our little images that we've got as part of the extension. And then the second steps are basically to install it within the Chrome extension store, so we can start trying it out. Alrighty, so let's start with the top. So what you need to do basically is, there is code for specific files. So you'll see manifest.json, popup.html, popup.js. Those are the three files we'll need. Now, it doesn't actually specifically state that here. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to act a little bit dumb just so that, I can show you guys. Be like, I do not understand what is a directory and what must I save. So obviously this would be saving the specific code into a text pad or text like a notepad and saving it as a .json or .html and then saving that to a folder, which would then connect to the Google Chrome store. But just for the purposes of showing you how AI is helping us build this, let's act a little dumb and let's really go to the bare basics. Okay, so what Claude 3.5 does, which I love, is break things down to bare bones details. They are so specific that you can ask questions and go down that rabbit hole and get clearer and clearer and clearer information. So we'll come back to this. So it says, let me break this into a very simple set of steps. First, create a new folder. This is your directory. So what we're going to do is we'll come to our desktop and we'll create a folder. We're going to call that folder color picker, like it asks us to. We go there, we create our new folder, color picker, perfect. Then it says inside the folder, you need to create 3 separate files with the exact names. These files, and you're going to add in the code for each of those files. So if we come back to the code that has been given to us over here, if we go over there, so this is the code we've got. We're going to copy that. So we're going to take the manifest.json, we're going to copy that. We're going to bring up Notepad and we're going to paste that in, right? So paste that in, save that. We're going to come back to desktop, color picker, and in here we're going to call it manifest.json. Save that as all files, save. That's our first file. Then we're going to create the next one. So we're going to go, this is our popup.html. So let's keep going down and make sure we get all of our code. I think it got... There we go. So that's the popup.html. Save that. So let's save that. And we're going to save that within color picker. We're going to call that popup.html. And save that as all files. Save. And then finally, we've got popup.js with the JavaScript file. And we're going to save that or copy that, pop that into its own file here. And we're going to save that as popup.js. So popup.js, all files, save. All right, so we've got all 3 of these files. If we come back to our desktop under color picker, we've got all 3 of our files. Then we come back to our instructions. So once that's all done, let's go back over here. We'll need to create or download the icons and then save them as PNGs. So if we come back down to here, they've given us the icons. So we've got our icons here. So what we're going to do, the easiest way to do this is to save it, download, right? It's been downloaded as an SVG. Open that as an SVG. And then save that as a PNG. And we're going to do that in icon.48.png. Just make this all files. So those are our PNGs. These are just the images to make it look cool. Let's close that. And let's do the same thing for our, it's the same file, it's just a little bit bigger. Open up that. Save. Save as, all files, icon128.png. Perfect. So we've saved those. Awesome. And we can close this. Ooh. Download. Okay. Awesome. Then what it asked us to do was basically we've saved all those files and then we want to come back to the instructions here and how to install the extension. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, and I'll show you, if you just go to Chrome extensions, so we can actually add that into a new tab, Chrome extensions, follow that. We've got basically our, we've got the extension store, but it's not the store that you can purchase or you can purchase or download Google Chrome extensions from. It's more of a developer mode that we're sitting in. So what it asks us to do is, if we come back here, it says enable developer mode. So we can come back here, enable developer mode. So there we go. So developer mode just allows us to launch our own test extensions before we launch it to the actual Google Chrome store. And then if we come back here, click load unpacked and select your extension directory, which is the folder that we've saved everything to. So let's go to load unpacked. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to desktop, color picker, select folder. So there's our extension, right? Now we have to see how well it's going to work. So it says pick colors from any website and get their hex codes, right? So let's go and create a new tab. Let's maybe go look at my newsletter, AI the Boring. So if you go to AI the Boring, this is my AI newsletter. If you haven't subscribed, here's a little bit of a plug. Go and subscribe. It's aitheboring.com. Anyway, so now that we are there, I'm actually going to switch over to Google Chrome so that I can show you just from an extension standpoint how easy this is. Okay, so we're in Google Chrome, just because these are where all my extensions are, and I think a lot of people use Google Chrome. I'm using the Arc browser at this point. I love it, but just from a simplicity's sake, let's use Google Chrome. So let's go to the Chrome extension kind of store for us, and we go to load unpacked. Let's go to color picker, select that folder. Boom. Now I was working on this a little bit earlier, so let's just remove that one. This is the one we want, right? So this is our color picker, right? And it's basically been launched from a developer standpoint. It's not live, but it's live for us and we can test it out. So let's go to AI the Boring and let's try and see if we can get the hex code here. So the little puzzle piece on the top corner here is the extensions. If we click on that, we can then go all the way down. There's our web color picker. This is our extension. We click on that, brings up our little window here. We say pick color. But now, as we click on it, it's saying it's not giving us anything, right? Pick color, nothing. So this is where it gets fun. So we come back to Claude 3.5 and we say the extension is working or is loading, but it is not working when I click pick color. When I click the pick color button. So now we can start doing a little bit of troubleshooting, which is always part of developing. But you'll see here, let me fix the extension code. The previous version had some issues with the color picking functionality. Here's the corrected version. So it's trying to fix the issues. So what it's going to ask us to do now is, I expect, is replace some of the code, which, is fairly easy. It's 3 files, right? So we've got our 3 files here. Let's just see what it says. It's added a scripting permission to the manifest.json and improved the color picking logic to work with modern Chrome. Anything else? To update your extensions, replace the content. So let's replace the contents of our files and then we'll try again. Okay, so we've replaced the code with the updated code, and we'll go back to Chrome now, and we'll go back to our extensions. We'll come back to Web Color Picker, which has errors now, but we're going to reload this. Reloaded, and we're going to come back here. We're going to repick it, and let's see if it's working now. So pick color. So now we've got a little dot on our cursor. So if we click on that, nothing happens. So let's go back there. Pick color, and we click, nothing happens. Okay, so now we've got another issue, but we're getting there. So we'll say to Claude, when I click on the pick color button, a little white circle appears on my cursor. But when I click on anywhere, click anywhere on the screen, nothing happens. Okay, so let's see what it's, we're trying to give it as much information as possible, which to be fair isn't a lot of information. So the issue is likely with the message passing between the content script and the pop-up. Let me fix that and also improve the color picking logic. So again, this is going to be a process of replacing the code. So we can already start. Okay, so we've updated the code once again. Let's come back here. Let's go to extensions. Let's click the reload button, which reloads the extension with the updated versions of the code. Come back here. Let's try this once again. Web color picker. Okay, pick color. It's actually changed the color of the button. And if we click on that there, what do we have? Nothing. Pick color. No, it's not working. Okay, so say here, still not working. The color and hex code does not appear in the pop-up at all. Okay, so now you'll see it's actually said, okay, something's not working. It's likely the pop-up window closes when you click outside of it within Chrome. So let's fix this by using a different approach. So it's actually using a different approach and using a background script. So again, we've got manifest, and you can see here we're on manifest version 3. It's actually versioning our code. It's not just giving us pieces of code, but it's actually using coding logic, which is great. So let's go to manifest.json. Let's replace that. Okay, so I'm now refreshing. We've updated the code once more, which is now giving us a nice, it said the most simple version that we could possibly get. Let's go back to AI the boring. Let's click on that. It's now, I think, called color picker. Click on that. Okay, so now it's real simple. Pick color. Aha, there we go. Okay, so now it's allowing us to actually zoom in. You can see it actually gets like every little edge and like piece. So let's try this like minty green color. Click on that. There we go. Color picked. And that's the hexadecimal, right? So, or the hex code. We can click copy. That's copy to our clipboard. And then you can come to maybe like let's say a color hex search. Yeah, cool. I was trying this out earlier. Let's add in that code. And there's our mint green. So it's working. We've got a extension that, it could obviously look a lot better. It could work more efficiently, and it is fairly simple. But I mean, we've done this in, in less than an hour. You have a MVP, a minimal viable product, ready to go. So I think the key lessons here is you can use AI to get an MVP going quickly. It allows you to launch quicker than ever before, and you should use it to that at your advantage. With the Chrome extensions or the extensions side of it, it's already established demand. So we've already got users that are using extensions for specific purposes. But you could go look at the extensions that are currently out there and see how you can improve upon them. You already know they're being used. so your product's going to be used. You don't want to go and invest money and time and energy into developing out something that nobody is going to want, right? So you want to look at where's the demand and then cater for that. And you can do that very easily. And there's a nice little gap in the market, I think, for Chrome extensions and for extensions in general. So look at extensions that are out there, see how you can improve upon them. Maybe you can add an AI element to it. I think there's definitely a potential there. And with the use of AI, you can get something up within not even days now, it's hours. And yeah, if you stuck around to the end of this video and you enjoyed this content, one thing I do ask is if you'll like and subscribe. It's the only way I kind of know if I'm going to carry on doing these videos or not, and if people are getting use out of them. So I really do appreciate that. Comment below on some ideas you have for extensions, or if you are building out products already, what are you using? What AI tools are you using? Are you using Claude 3.5? Are you using something else? We've got Replit, and there's all these different ones, cursors out there. There's all these different like products and AI platforms that are being used. So we're just at the start of it, and there's so much that can be achieved through the use of AI. It's just about going out there, finding the demand, and then catering for that. And if AI can help you, why not? Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.